How come you haven't made this yet?
What?
This.
I was waiting for the right moment to create it.
When's that?
Right now. Escape is what we have been talking about on the Chronicles of Geek for the past numbers of weeks now. It is a thing we are all using to survive this modern world of COVID. It doesn't matter where you are in the world, we are all trying to escape. Now, for the last few weeks, my little herd has seen the reality of the COVID world become all too real. There's no need to worry about the details, though, as by this point we all have our own COVID stories. But simply for me, it is where tasks and promises that once were simple to execute now become exercises in Tetris-level logistics. Plus throw in the fact that I am, as my wife is and most of our friends, a geek in every sense of the world. It also means that, like all geeks, I have superhero abilities, like anxiety scores with +10 all the time, or the ability to play packing Tetris. Have you ever seen a show these days where they show you the mind of the person working, kind of like a weird CSI layout? My geek brain is in 3D.
What about me? My circuits are overloading here. I tell you, I am running out of shows, I'm running out of books, and if you tell me to go for a walk one more time...
That is exactly the point. You see, Ish is right. They make the point that we as humans can only take so much before we need, well, to escape. What happens though is that if the stress of events goes on for months or years, how we escape needs to adapt. And one of the basic methods to achieve this as humans is to go back to our roots, to go back to the things that once made us happy long ago, in the hope they will again. Like building things. What could possibly go wrong? Welcome to the Chronicles of Geek. Sit back and join Ish and myself, Damon Roth, the geek from the north, this week as we escape into the world of creativity with building. And don't forget to like and subscribe below. Okay, so you all asked for it. Well, maybe not all of you, but a couple of you did. And so we are going to try out a new interactive segment on the show. So welcome to the Rando Quizzomatic 2121. Welcome to the Rando Quizzomatic 2121. Ish.
Oh, right, that's me. Let's see. In serving humans, one must remember to not give the humans any anxiety. Oops, that's the wrong manual. Hang on. Yes, Rando Quizzomatic. Here it is. I am to ask questions throughout the show and then do a tally at the end for the humans. The humans answer the questions. Okay, I got this. Rando Quizzomatic. Question number 1. For the fans of Chronicle of Geek, this should be easy. Where are myself and the host Damon from? This doesn't make... Well, I guess that's where I am right now. Where are myself and the host Damon from? 1 point for country, 2 points for city, 3 points for province, and 10 points if you can get all 3.
Only one has a hole. Okay. So the whole one goes there. Oops. It does say do a little bit of a dab of glue, so we'll just go dab there. That was a lot of dabs. Blah.
Put that there,
Okay.
put them there, and we'll grab this. And we are going to be continuing on with the assembly. Now I got 2 of these, it appears. Piece 12, piece 12, piece 12, and that goes on like that. And it is a good thing we need to glue there because it says glue it on. And that way.
really sad when you think about it that so many wonderful things were meant for war. Try an experiment this time, and we're not going to use glue. Doesn't really change anything. Give myself a boo-boo. It happens. It's supposed to stick out a little bit anyway, so there you go. This is being used in the real world. I'm sure precision on some of the parts was the last thing on their mind. Now, one goes in there, and we have it.
Welcome to the Geek Flashback News, where we are all the way back in 1932, in the tiny town of Billund, Denmark, where history for billions of children, adults, and geeks is about to change forever. Lego. Yes, we have all heard of it, and yes, we have all played with it. These little blocks, created by Ole Kirk Christensen, have become the ubiquitous building toy of the entire world. So much so that it is one of the most copied products in the world. This copying per se is helped by the fact that the patent held by Lego is for the plastic formula, not the design of the brick itself. Yes, that is correct. There is no patent on the design of the brick. This, of course, has led to the rise of competition for Lego, which is led by second place Mega Bloks from Quebec, Canada. However, it holds a mere 11% of the world market. For those of you that are wondering how any business could survive without the patent on design, it is simply one word: quality. The plastic formula that Lego holds, as any mini block builder will tell you, is far superior to all the competitors. This allowing the models to assemble easier, quicker, and stay together far better than any of the other alternatives. A unique business model relying on quality in a day and age where quantity is generally the go-to profit driver. Now, a hidden but a not so hidden fact about Lego is that it is one of the most unifying inventions ever in the history of humanity. Spanning multiple genres, Lego has embraced every part of modern culture. Whether it is the individual that spend hours upon hours creating things that rival the original in the real world, or it is in fact seen as a sign of making it big if Lego enshrines you in plastic for all eternity. Lego allows geeks, fans, scholars, educators, designers, engineers, and collectors to enjoy their little escapes one block at a time. This has been your Geek Flashback News. Today's Geek Flashback News has been brought to you by Ripped Apparel. Use the promo code GNN10 for all your final geek apparel needs. And don't forget to subscribe below to keep up on all your fan-fueled content.
All right, Rano Quizomatic question 2 for 5 points. Which competitor mentioned in the flashback is from Quebec, Canada?
Alright, sorry for the quietness there, but I needed to concentrate while I was getting these on. I think they're on. Okay, got 2 strings. Tie strings to the tensioning arms. Oh. Let's go into here. Apparently someone could... Okay, people, whoever drilled these holes. Okay. Got that there. And it says to keep them a bit loose. Just don't want to get groovy later. I should probably do. again, the holes just do not line up exactly. I'm literally whittling my way into this piece of soft wood at the bottom. There we go. Okay. That one. How's that? Okay, now. Okay, firing the cowbell. Swing the arm to a firing position and place the ratchet arms under the release arm under the ratchet. Okay. So I gotta have these nuts a little bit tighter. I gotcha. I'll just put the
Randall quiz about question 3, for 10 points. Who invented that device that Damon is currently building?
Many of us, when we were younger, liked to build things, to become the master of a pile of nothing and assemble it into something new. And I'm going to say it right now, it doesn't matter what gender you are, if you like to build, you like to build. Now, there are a million ways that this escape can go, because we are literally talking about half of any good toy store. Models, building blocks, mechano, robotics, constructs, Lego, Lincoln Logs, the list goes on and on and on and on and on. And I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that every single one of you has held 2 pieces of Lego in their hands at some point. And you've gone snap, break, snap, break. It's almost hypnotic in a soothing sort of way. But back to the here and now. Creating is a basic human instinct. We have all have the instinct to build, to nest, to right or wrong, leave our mark on the world. Why? Well, that's a subject for some anthropologists, psychologists, archaeologists, a theologian or two to figure out. The point right now is that we all create, or we all want to. Whether we are knitting, building sheds to replace other sheds that we built to replace other sheds, it doesn't matter. Whether it's gaming, yes, gaming. Never thought a gamer creates? If you ever want to spend an hour in an alternative universe, ask a gamer to show you their stronghold or horde and where it all came from. You have been warned. But we like to create. We like to improve. We like to make things better. And some of us want to be hands-on with our creation. Models are at the forefront of hobbies as they can evolve from everything from massive Lego ships to trucks that can almost climb walls. All right, welcome to Geeks Like Us. Now, today I have 2 geeks that I've known for quite some time. We met way back, I don't even want to say how many moons ago, doing an entirely different escape than what we're going to talk about today, back in the day when we used to play roller derby. Different story. We'll talk about it, upcoming episode. But I got John and I got Peter. Guys, quickly introduce yourself. Peter, you go first.
Okay, Peter. Yeah, we met playing roller derby. I don't know, sure if we're doing our roller derby names and stuff.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, so a lot of people know me as Show Me Your Hits. And yeah, but that was quite a few years ago. But since COVID kind of completely stopped that, kind of been jumping into all other old hobbies that I used to do or used to have, or at least an interest into it.
Yeah, well, I met both of you guys through roller derby many years ago. Little John was my name through roller derby. If you ever meet me in person, you'll understand the name because I'm, 5 feet 19 inches tall. And yeah, I used to race 1/8 scale gas trucks about 15 years ago and got out of it. And then with the other restrictions and not being able to do doodly squat as far as singing goes, yeah, I kind of got involved with racing these little trucks and putting them together. So yeah, this is just plain fun.
All right, so what we're talking about today is building, is creating. We've talked about art in the past. We've talked about music on previous episodes, but now we're talking about some hands-on creating stuff. So what these guys do is they basically, if I'm getting this wrong, but pretty much from parts, like as scratch as you can get without actually getting a 3D printer out and printing the silly things, build their own little scale model vehicles and then do a whole whack of fun things with them. That about right?
Yeah, so some of them are like, actually this first cheap one here is it's a ready to run. So it actually was completely built. All I had to do was put some batteries in it and away I went. But I did also order some, we'll say, upgrade parts or some customization parts to make it perform a little bit better. Actually, both of us are actual journey person technicians in our real life, I guess. But
so a little bit of a cheat there. I get it.
Yeah. Making them look exactly like their one-off replicas or something completely cool and custom, all on their own, I guess.
I bought one. It wasn't ready to run like Peter's. Mine was it's a kit version of the same company, and it came with a bunch of metal upgrade parts already, so that it was a little more durable and handled a little bit differently. And then I've put a few little pieces into it here and there just to, make it, I guess, yeah, more fun to drive. Doesn't go a whole lot faster, but it's a whole lot of fun to drive.
Nice.
And hopefully it doesn't break down very much.
Well, yeah, that's never fun. John, you've told me yours can climb things.
Yes. Well, they're both of them. Peter and I have similar. They start out as rock crawlers. The idea is the whole purpose of rock crawling isn't just to see how fast you can go and how big the jumps are. It's to see if you can climb over an object that's the same size as the vehicle or even bigger. And just by using technique and practice and some skill and just getting the vehicle steered in just the right direction, letting the vehicle pull itself up over top. So rocks and sticks and chunks of rope and even pieces of lawn edging in the neighbor's flower bed has been fun playing with and driving over top of. About a month ago, Peter and I were driving around and we were frozen snow piles. Nice. It was awesome to play on because it was there and it's like, hey, let's see if we can go over this. So yeah, you can find a place to go run pretty quickly and just a little imagination and minutes of driving or walking.
And so,
yeah.
So when you're doing the whole purpose of this, of doing it, other than, okay, you want to tinker and it gives your brain, something to focus on other than, your real world toils and tribulations, although picking a hobby that's similar to your jobs, hey, why not? But when you're driving the vehicles, do you ever do scenarios in your head? You're pretending to do something, you're saving the world, anything like that? Come on, be honest.
I sometimes, when I'm driving it, I put myself in the cab and I'm actually in the driver's seat, and that's just how I drive it. So I look at it from that point of view, and I don't necessarily do the scenarios, but I just like, hey, I want to go over here. Let's see where this trail goes. And let's see what happens when I go over here. Oh, maybe I can climb over there. Peter?
Yeah, I would say that's probably a big thing for me too, is because to do it in 1-to-1 scale is just way too expensive.
I've tried.
If I was to take my truck that I drive like every day and try to climb a curb that is halfway up the grill, I'm just gonna smack into it and cost thousands of dollars of damages. Where when you come up with one of these little trucks and it's like, and then you kind of you pick an angle, you get one tire on it, and then you can actually it's just a lot of fun. And it's just, I guess, you're kind of picturing yourself. To
me, it's using my brain in a different manner, and just not thinking about work. It's concentrating on just that little task right now. Okay. 15 or 20 seconds of absolute radio silence on everything except that one obstacle right there. And I like that.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Chronicles of Geek, the Geeks Like Us. Again, I am with Peter and I am with John. And if they want to hold up into the camera, their little creations, if they got them there.
I've got a couple.
I left mine. If you give me a half a minute, I'll run downstairs and grab it. Hold on a second.
So that is the first one there that I guess started off the cheap side of it. And this one I just finished building yesterday. It's got a lot of detail. It's a very
nice.
sweet rig. Even the door is open, and it's got full interior, all metal underneath.
And John, what do you got there?
Here's what mine looks like. Here, let's try and get the light a little bit better here. Yeah. I don't know if you can see it now.
Oh, no, we can see it. Yeah. Nice. And
So it looks kind of like a Unimog. Kind of sort of. The top is, I just put the top on. The back opens up for putting cargo in it. Yeah.
nice.
And I guess for size comparison, this is a 1/10 scale,
Oh, wow.
but it's heavily modified, and it's more of a rock racer or a rock bouncer kind of thing.
Gotcha.
Once I break some components, I'm probably going to make it more of a crawler, a dedicated crawler, than something that could actually race around and hit some jumps and
Fair
things
enough.
like that.
You notice he didn't say if he breaks some components. He said when.
I think that was a given from an earlier part of our conversation.
Yeah.
I think so, yes.
But again, thank you for joining us here on the Chronicles of Geek, and I hope you all have a great night and keep on climbing, racing, whatever the appropriate term is, and break an axle.
Alrighty.
Randall Quizomatic question 4 for another 10 points. What type of footwear did the guest and Damon meet in? Hint, it's going to also be an upcoming episode. Wait, what? That's not much of a hint. How are humans supposed to see the future? Come in!
Okay, firing the catapult. Number 1, swing the arm to firing position and place the release arm under the ratchet. Done. 2, make a small clay ball and place it in the spoon. 3, aim the catapult and pull the string. Stay to the side so the swing arm does not hit you. Nowhere on this does it tell me I should not point this at people. Now, I know I'm not allowed to point it at people. What was this? Try firing other items like marshmallows, cotton balls, small bouncy balls. Oh, Jello. No, wait, not Jello. Well, then why would you tell me that? No, seriously, it says, and Jello, and then not Jello. Why would you do that?
Randall Quizomatic question 5. Who shot first, Greedo or Hand? No, seriously, that's the question. This human is most adamant on this one for some reason or another. Alright, the Randall Quizomatic results. Okay, humans, that's the 5 questions for today. And I suppose you want the answers, and even I must agree that is fair. But before I give you the answers, here's this week's master level question. Can you name the fandom that the human I live with is most fond of? There were clues throughout the show, but that answer is next week. For this week, the answers are number 1, Victoria, British Columbia, Canada. Remember, 1 point for country, 2 points for the city, 3 points for BC, 10 points if you got all 3. Number 2, 5 point, Mega Blocks in Quebec, Canada. Montreal. Number 3 was 10 points for Leonardo da Vinci. Da Vinci. DiCaprio. I gotta check on my movie now. It's Leonardo da Vinci. That's what the box says right here. And number 4, for another 10 points, roller skates. And number 5, and of course. That's it for the interactive time this week, humans. Now, where is my refreshment? Hold on.
As our globe approaches the second half of 21, we do see hope, and we do see joy, and we do see smiles. And I'm going to gather a rather safe guess here that we are getting that hope, we are getting our faith, our resolve to motor on, to carry it on. We're getting it from our escapes. It's okay. We are all doing it right now. Remember how way back in episode 1 I mentioned that one day there'll be PhDs written about this time? Congratulations to you, you fabulous human being you. We are the test subjects and the data. The millions of hours of YouTube footage, the billions of pictures shared, all of our creations, all of our little victories, and yes, sometimes even our failures. Whether we are cooking our way through this pandemic or building the dream vehicle to get away on, we are escaping. And one day, all of it will be in the data. But that is a different story yet to be written. And it's okay to be doing this, escaping. It's okay to be escaping. It's okay to be creating. In fact, it's kind of one of the whole points of us being human. Think about it. Even in the world's darkest times, we as humans have the ability to create, to bring our emotions, our dreams, our thoughts into the physical, really real world. It can become a battle cry to the raven and beyond. Or maybe the one that you've heard of before. There are no mistakes, just happy little accidents. Creating is escaping, and escaping is creating. Our brains need to continue to evolve, to solve problems, to become better, to learn. We crave it, we desire it, and we will fill that urge with anything. Movies, music, books, anything. What we need to remember, though, is that for the cycle to be complete, we need to let the knowledge we have obtained out. If we don't, it will stagnate and disappear, and we as humans can fall into one of the many dangers of escaping into rabbit holes that we don't get out of. Sharing, creating, building is one of the ways that allow us to fall into the rabbit hole and get back out. And that's where creating things, arts, or models come into play. You have for sure heard the question, what makes humans different from every other animal? In my opinion, it is not the ability to use tools. Many animals can do that. It is not the ability to solve problems. We have octopi, friend, that have definitely proven that. It is not the ability to share knowledge. I have a friend who is now on her 6th generation of crows who do not like her. It is the ability to randomly create with purpose and intent, again and again, with each piece being as unique as the human who created it. You see, what this modern world has shown us is that if we can't find the sunshine, as a human, we will simply create our own. Until next time, I'm Damon Roth here, escaping with you on the Chronicles of Geek on the Geek News Now platforms. Now, special tease, next episode we are going to start a multi-episode arc looking at my favorite fandom, how it's woven its way into many forms of escape, and as an extra tease, my take on a theory on how we all may just be a little bit wrong. So don't forget to subscribe and like below. And as always, my friends, stay safe, stay brave, and most of all, stay geeky.